Chops Garage is proud to be sponsored by Car Vertical, the largest online database of vehicle information. Do you know the true history of your vehicle? Run a check now. Link in the description down below.
So Adrian's here, A&K Van Services. As always, nice reliable services delivered us our Rav4. So I haven't driven this. You know I did the deal with the guy. You're seeing it kind of like first time, same as me. And we'll get it off and have a good look around it, but there's some good signs straight away. It's got Michelin's all round, which that one probably isn't the best in the world. That one's got loads of tread on it. So again, when you start getting to 2006 and people have put Michelin's on them, then it's a pretty good idea that the car's been fairly well looked after. Yeah, Michelin's all the way around. So we'll get it off and have a good look around it. So let's have a little look around what we bought. So we've got a 2006 Rav4. This is an XT4, I think. So D4D. I think this is an XT4 spec, I think. We'll double check the backing. Is there a badge for it? XT4, that's correct. So I think that's a decent spec one. I'm not too up with my Rav4s, but I know this is the higher end. So a quick little look around it. So like I said, we've got Michelin tyres all around, which is a promising sign that there'll be a good history, but we'll double check that in a minute. We've got the alloys here, which just need the mother of all cleans. Nothing major scrape wise in the wing there or the door. Again, just needs a hell of a clean. That rear door seems right, no dings or dents or scrapes there. Little bit of hedge rash there that needs a bit of a buff out. Could probably think the whole thing will do with a buff, I'd have thought, looking at it. Rear alloy again, no curbing or damage to it, it's just filthy. No damage to the rear corner of the bumper. Little minor scraping there. Again, looks like it'll buff out. I think this is one of those ones where it looks worse than it is. I think this is going to come up quite clean. Rear parking sensors. Yeah, all this looks like actually, there's no actual damage to the paint or dents. Now this is sticking out a bit on the front bumper here, and we've got a little bit of rust there, so that'll need treating and touching in. That's going to keep popping out. There's not much we can do about that. Alloy looks good again. That alloy looks, none of the curbing or damage to the alloys. They're all good. I think this is gonna buff up all right after a clean, you know. But it is absolutely hanging. It's going to be a good clean-up video, guys. That's for sure. So look inside. Oof. So that needs a hell of a clean. Oh yeah, look, dust and dirt everywhere. It's gonna make a lovely clean-up video for you guys, that's for sure. I'm gonna be kept busy. Looks like even the headliner could do with a little bit of a scrub as well. But we've got leather seats, and again, I think this all looks worse than it is. The seats are actually in good nick, and I think a quick clean over and a bit of balm and they'll come up nicely. Got all round electric windows. Again, we've got some dirt on our door cards that need to clean off. I've got the rear parcel shelf there. Again, needs the mother of all hoover outs, but actually the fabric and that, well, not the fabric, the leather itself is in good nick. So we're looking at the boot. This is going to be bad, isn't it? That's weird, the boot's not as bad as the inside of the car. All these plastics will clean up nicely. A spare wheel kit, that can all be cleaned. Not too bad. All the door shuts need a really good blast out. Right, let's have a little look in the engine bay before we do any more, before we start it up. Well, obviously Adrian's driven it off the trailer, but before we go any distance in it. So battery doesn't look that old. Coolant level seems to be at the right level, doesn't it? Quick look inside, no real pressure. Yeah, coolant level's where it should be. A nice pink colour. So check the cap. It's all clean. Check the oil level. Should have settled enough. I'll make sure I've got that square because I don't want it peeing out oil everywhere, do I? Yeah, I didn't have it quite square there. That would have made a nice mess. Right, let's just clean that off a second. Oil looks low. I don't know actually, might be alright. I think it's that side I need to be reading. I'll let it settle a little bit more, give it a clean off and take another reading. We'll see if we've got any service history. But I don't see anything outrageous so far. Looks pretty dry all down the sides. I'm not seeing any oil flicking out everywhere. Auxiliary belt looks good, no cracking, doesn't look that old. I've got a feeling this is going to have decent history. Looks to have one nice new headlight, one faded one. So it's possible it's had a little bump here in the corner, which is why the bumper's sticking out, and they've replaced the headlight. Probably wasn't that serious enough for an insurance claim or anything like that. That's probably why you got, so we'll have to get that one polished up to match the other one. Now, there's enough oil for us to start it. Let's see how it starts up, and then we'll have a look at the paperwork. We've got two keys which both look brand new, so I don't know if they lost the keys and they had to have them redone. Righty ho, warning lights, that kind of thing. Initial check running through. We've got 90,554 miles, which isn't bad for a 2006. It's averaged 43 miles to the gallon, which isn't bad for a little 4x4. That seems to start up okay. No warning lights. Let's check the electrics while we've got the engine running. Seems alright. It's nice and fast. That's alright. Righty ho, so that all works. Sunroof. Yeah, that works all right. I have to admit, I don't want to spend an awful long time in here at the moment. It's this dirty stereo. Yeah. Fans. Where are we with the fans? There we go. Check the aircon. Oh, the aircon's cold. We've got cold aircon. Owners, only 2 owners. That's not bad for 2006 at all, is it? MOT runs till March. There were no advisories on the MOT, so that's encouraging. Service history, what have we got here? So we've got 2007, 2008, 2009, 10, 11, I presume that's 12, oh, was that 13? No, 2011. 2014, 15, 17, 18, 2019. Let's see what else. We've got some invoices as well. Oh, look at this one. 2020, 4 injectors, 4 nozzle gaskets, an injector surcharge, 5 gaskets, engine oil, sump washer, oil filter, fuel filter. £1,021 spent in 2020. That's nice. That's nice. Not nice for us anyway. So it's not a full service history, but it's not far off. Got all the handbooks. So far it's looking like it's been a well looked after truck. The MOT reads nicely. It seems to idle nice at 900 there, isn't it? No warning lights on the dash. Well, I think it's time to go for a drive, isn't it? At the moment it's looking like it's just a dirty car. Little bit smoky, but then again I guess it is a bit cold. I don't know what's really acceptable level of smoke for it. We'll take it for a run and see what it's like after a run, I guess. Rightio, let's see what's what. This will decide whether we trade it out or whether we retail it. Can hear a slight clonking from the front. Be a track rod end or a drop link, no doubt. Worst case could be a lower arm, which I wouldn't have thought was still that expensive. Clutch is fine. Yeah, gearbox feels fine. Changes nicely. No resistance. Steering nicely. Yeah, happy with that. Steering straight. Pulling slightly to the right. So we can do with some tracking. Braking. Yeah, brakes all right, no squealing, no grinding. Dash has stayed clear of anything. I guess it's a case of just getting it out. I'm just going to drop that wheel off to Moors, but get it out, get some heat in it, and see how smoky it is afterwards. Definitely needs a little bit of front suspension work. Let's give it a bit of beans. Goes all right. So, about half hour of driving, temperature stay bang on halfway, it's never got any hotter than that. And exhaust system seems really clear. So I think perhaps I was being a bit tough on the old girl, she's just been sitting around a bit and needed a good run. It's always possible there's a bit of leak down on some of the injectors. You wouldn't have thought so with that work being done a couple of years ago, but it's always possible we've got a bit of leak down from one of the injectors, a little bit of diesel sitting in there, and that is causing the fans kicking in as it should. I have been ragging it because I wanted to make sure that it got properly hot. But yeah, no, should make a good run around for someone. Let's just check what the coolant level's like. Obviously we're not going to do the expansion, undo the expansion bottle, because I don't fancy burning myself. We'll just see if it has used any coolant on that run. It was left sitting outside Moors for about 20 minutes, 15. So if it was going to use some, it would definitely have done. Let me just put the thing up. It looks to be the same as it was. It's wait for it to cool down and double check it, but it looks to be the same as it was. So yeah, overall it looks like it could be a good little run around for someone. I'm pretty sure I'm going to retail this, so I think I will go to the effort of giving it a clean before it goes down for its MOT. So as soon as it comes back from its MOT, it's ready to go. So I think we'll get into it and give it a proper clean. I'm really interested, as a lot of you probably are, to see how actually clean and tidy this will come up. The i20 is not back from its MOT yet for me to do the machine polish and clean up on that. And other than that, I've got nothing pressing for me to do. Well, I know I could do the VW, I could do the micro, whatever, but this has just come in. Let's get cracking on it. Right, time to see what we've got underneath all this mud and give the Rav4 a clean up. So firstly, we'll jet wash it, get all the loose mud out of these arches and down the side skirts, all that kind of stuff. Then I'll have a shampoo down, might even have a G101 down to really get the dirt off of it, but you've got to be a bit careful with that. You've got to make sure you rinse it off straight away. We'll do the engine bay, we'll jet wash out all the door shuts, because it doesn't matter if we get a bit of wet inside, because it's going to need a proper clean inside. Get all the outside sorted, and then we'll tackle that interior. Well, there's a basic clean of the outside done, and as you can see, it's come up pretty good. I'm going to go around and touch in these little bits here. So what I'll do is put some cure rust on, leave it for about 24 hours, and just use the closest silver I've got to touch those in. The wheels, there's some flaking of the paint, which there always is on these Rav4s, and it is a 2006 car. We'll decide whether we refurb those alloys or not, depending on how it gets on with the MOT. As you see, as I said, I don't mind jet washing the door shuts and all that and getting water inside, which is why it's misted right up. Because we've got to do a wet clean, probably the carpets inside anyway. So let's get cracking with the interior. Listen, interrupt for a moment because Rob just popped by. Subscriber Rob just popped by. He was a courier, covers doesn't normally go past Exeter, he said, and Birmingham, but he had a drop down this way. He's just dropped me in some Stella. So kind of you, Rob. There's Rob's business card if anybody's looking for anything transporting. He said, like he said, he covers from Birmingham down to Exeter way, but much appreciated, Rob. Obviously we won't be drinking any in the process of this polishing, but that will be kept for a celebratory beer a little bit later on, I think. Well, that's the RAV4 all cleaned up as per normal. Went further than I said I was going to. Obviously I did machine polish it. I did actually go around and give the wheels a lick of paint as well. I wouldn't say I refurbed them. What I did was just literally dust wheel silver over the wheels, and where it went on the tyres, just used some thinners to take that back off again. Covered the valve with a bit of masking tape, but you can see looks a million times better than the flaky stuff. And it took me about 10 minutes. Doesn't add any costs to the resto side of things, so I don't have to get a higher price point for the car. Just makes it look a bit tidier. So yeah, like I say, I ended up machine polishing all the hedgerow scratches out. Plastics have been treated, interior leather's all been cleaned, dash has all been cleaned. You'll notice that I sprayed absolutely everything, which some people might disagree with, but I spray everything, leave it for about 5 minutes to really soak in, and then wipe it off. I find that you get a deeper shine and you get more of the dirt out. And as per I said earlier, I knew underneath all that was a nice car. It's really come up smart. There's no real wear to the interior at all, you know. For the age, it's really quite good. The leather's all cracking. There's no, it's not all cracking. it's the opposite of all cracking. It's all in really good condition. No tears or wear through really on the leather at all. Carpets are all good. Bodywork with that machine polish has come up nicely. I haven't touched these bits in with silver yet because I've got to wait 24 hours really for the cure rust to go off completely. Under the engine bay, we gave it that plastic detail too after cleaning it all off. So is it absolutely perfect? No, but I can't restore cars for 10% of what the manufacturer's selling for brand new, can I? It's just not feasible. But I think what we've done is turn something that looked very tired and would have sold very cheaply as it was into something that someone would be very proud of driving. I might have a go at trying to get this to stay in, but sometimes with it, it's you can cause more problems than you help, so might be better off just leaving that. So I'll do the photo shoot for it now. I'll do a quick walk around video, then we need to get down for MOT. Now obviously normally get the car down for MOT and make sure you're not wasting all of your time, but I just wanted to crack. Sometimes you just got to do it for the enjoyment rather than the pure business sense, and I wanted to see what was underneath all of this. And now if it does go down and get an MOT, then it's all ready for sale, isn't it? I suspect we'll plough a bit of money into it because it's an old car, 2006. I think we've definitely got some track rod ends that need replacing at the front. Could be lower arms, at worst case could be a steering rack. We've got a bit of a knock on that. I don't know what it's like for corrosion underneath. There might be some welding that needs doing. It is 2006 after all, and a 4x4 in Devon. It could be other rubber bushes I'm unaware of. We don't know what the emissions are like, so could be throwing a bit of money at it, but that's out of my control now. So let's get it down and get it MOT'd. I might still put it as a coming soon on my website with some photos, all in readiness, so that as soon as it's back from MOT, if there is someone keen, it's ready to go straight away. So MOT is in on the Toyota Rav4. So what have we got? Exhaust emissions exceeding manufacturer's specified limit. We have got a fail. Exhaust emissions exceeding manufacturer's specified limit, and near side brake pipe excessively corroded. They're the actual two immediate repairs that need to be done. Not outrageous. The exhaust, possibly stick some cleaner in. What the guys will normally do is stick a couple of bottles of cleaner in there, go out, get it hot, and then try it again. Normally passes then. So fingers crossed that's all it needs on it. Not a cat or anything like that. It's not saying cat on the dash or anything like that. Near side rear brake pipe excessively corroded to hose. That's fair enough for a vehicle that age. They always need a brake pipe. And then the advisories: registration plate lamp inoperative in the case of multiple lamps or light sources. Offside rear brake pipe corroded, covered in grease or more other material to hose. So the offside, was that offside? Rear, near side rear. So we might as well get both done, to be honest. We might as well get both those brake pipes done. And anti-roll bar, bush, but not excessive movement. I probably might get it done. It's not a hard one to do that. If it's on an anti-roll bar, it should be an easy thing to swap out. I think we probably get all of that MOT work done if I get them to do it, because I'm a bit too busy at the moment. I'm probably looking at, let's say on the outside, 3 hours labour. Should be maybe only a couple. So like 150 If there's no bit and part, I reckon 200 to 300 quid, depending on whether it does need a cat or not. So it all come down to the emissions. So with the purchase of it, if we put it up for like 3.5, let me do my quick maths. Yeah, we put it up at 3.5. Let's say we end up spending, say, with the MOT, everything, let's say 350. So we're down to 3,150. The VAT on that will be about probably 300 quid, I'd say. So 2,850, around 300 quid. The warranty is going to cost about 150, so 2,700. And then we've got, what else have we got to come out of it? The warranty, the MOT, there'll be something miscellaneous, there always is. 2,600. We can make about £1,000 out of it. If we can get 3.5 for it, oh no, advertising, we've got the adverts, that'll cost me the 100 easy. So there's probably another 100 off. So maybe £900, then with a bit of haggling, with someone coming along, wanting to couple off, maybe it's £700 or £800 car. So I'll have to check whether 3.5 is underselling it slightly, but that's probably where it'll sell out. Maybe 3.5 and just be absolutely firm on price, like I ever am. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that process. Obviously, I've got to wait for the MOT work to be done now. We've got to find out whether the emissions, if that is a catalytic converter, you can take another couple £100 off that easily. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see what happens with that, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below, and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, so it recommends to other people. And there'll be more very, very soon, because we've got lots of car stuff going on. Thanks as always for watching. Catch you again soon.